Hey guys, Huxley here, and I'm back with a guide demonstrating when you should be using your icy touch to dispel important buffs off the enemy, or even debuffs such as mind control from your teammates. After watching this video, you will know exactly how you should be using your icy touch to dispel. To begin with, let's start by getting an understanding of the ability itself. Icy touch is an instant cast spell that costs 1 frost rune, has a 30-yard range, and puts frost fever on the target. When you take the glyph of Icy Touch, it turns your Icy Touch into an offensive dispel, which allows you to dispel buffs from your enemies or mind control from your teammates. The glyph of Icy Touch is a mandatory glyph and you should never switch out on any occasion. There are many important buffs you need to look out for, such as Alter Time, Spirit Walker's Grace, Hand of Protection, and Fear Ward. These are just a few of many examples of important buffs that you should be looking to dispel with your Icy Touch. Now, Icy Touch can be part of your general rotation when dealing damage by using Blood Balls and Icy Touches to convert runes into death runes instead of using Festering Strike. This is often my preferred way of converting my runes because it means I'll be purging a lot, keeping the enemy clean of important buffs, therefore making it easier for me to dispel buffs later on in the game because there won't be many trash buffs up giving the enemy dispel protection. Without further ado, let's get into some clips.
So, you heard me mention that you can dispel mind control from your teammates, and you're probably thinking, well, why do that when you can just grip, asphyxiate, or mind freeze the cast? Well, in this first clip I'm going to show you why. So to begin with, you can see I am facing a priest hunter in 2v2. The hunter has just used scatter shot on my healer, and the priest is beginning to mind control him. I've got a few things I could do right now. I could choose to grip, stun, or run over and mind freeze the cast. But seeing the hunter has just used his scatter shot, he cannot remove dots from my priest. So I decide to dispel the mind control of Icy Touch, leaving a dot on my priest, so that the hunter or priest cannot follow up that CC with Chastise or Wyvern Sting, as it will break to the Frost Fever dot I have on my priest. Dispelling mind control against hunter teams is often very beneficial for this reason. In the second clip, once again it's the same game versus the priest hunter later on in the game, and I choose to dispel the MC because the enemy priest is trying to MC my priest to him for a fear. So to stop this, I decide it's best to dispel my priest so that he can turn the game around and chastise their priest instead and put him into a full fear. Earlier in this clip I said you should be looking to purge important buffs from the enemy team. When facing an enemy priest, the most important buff you will look out for is a Fear Ward. I would always try to get a Fear Ward off as soon as possible when I'm playing with a fear on my team. I can do this by using Icy Touch to dispel it, leaving the priest with no fear protection, making it easy for my partners to run in and land full fizz. In this next clip I'll show it's important to keep track of your enemy buffs. Right here you can see the hunter has a fresh shield on him from the priest, and I have a death rune and a frost rune. I could choose to break the shield from pure damage, but instead I choose to dispel it, because it's easier to try and dispel the shield rather than to try and damage for it, just wasting runes and resources. In this clip against Warrior Shaman, you can see the warrior is very low, so I pop my cooldowns, and here the Shaman pops his Ascendance and his Aura Mastery. So to try and prevent him topping the warrior, I tried to dispel the Aura Mastery. Unfortunately I get it a bit late. You should always be looking to dispel the Spirit Walker's Grace, because he could have followed that up with a Hex after topping his warrior, which would have been quite devastating if he turned the game around on my team. For this next clip I want to show you something you can take advantage of. When a warrior spell reflects, if you use Icy Touch to remove the spell reflect, it will turn your frost rune into a death rune, but not consume that rune. So you can go on to use the new death rune for anything you like, whether it be a dispel, a Chins of Ice, or a necrotic strike. In this clip you can see that I use my frost rune to Icy Touch the spell reflect off of the warrior, and it turns my frost rune into a death rune. I then decide to purge Riptide off the warrior with one of my 2 new death runes. In this final clip I just wanted to show you why it's important to be trying to keep enemy team clean of trash buffs. This isn't the best example to show, but it's easy to explain why trash buffs can't stop you from removing important buffs. Once again the warrior is put into a situation where he is low because the Shaman was put into a full CC chain. The Shaman is pretty close to me, so I'm able to potentially kick his cast, so to counter this he decides to Spirit Walker's Grace to get Aura Mastery. And I want to purge this to stop the cast, as he is moving while casting, so if I remove the Spirit Walker's Grace, it will interrupt his cast. Fortunately it takes me a long time and far too many dispels to get it off, and the warrior tops off without a problem. Shaman did a good job of keeping his Tidal Waves buff up to stop me from dispelling his Aura Mastery. This shows that even with only 2 possible buffs to dispel, you can have a hard time dispelling exactly what you want to dispel because of trash buffs. When facing a mage, for example, he will have a ton of buffs acting as dispel protection for his alter time and presence of mind, otherwise known as POM. It's important you try to purge your mage down early game and keep him as clean as you can to try and make it easier for you to dispel his important buffs later on in the game. This goes for many classes. Some advice is to try and incorporate Icy Touch into your rotation rather than mindlessly mashing Festering Strikes with your runes like a lot of TKs tend to do. This will only benefit you in the long run. So for this final part of the video, I just want to do a quick recap of everything that I've talked about so far. Icy Touch has a 30-yard range, it costs 1 frost rune to use, and when glyphed it allows you to use the ability as a dispel. You should be looking to dispel important buffs from the enemy teams such as Alter Time, Spirit Walker's Grace, Hand of Protection and Fear Ward. These are just a few of many important buffs to look out for during a game, and you should be looking to purge them as often as possible. You can also dispel mind control from your teammates with Icy Touch. This is great versus hunter teams as they can't wipe and sting your healer because of the dot, and it will force them to use scatter to remove it, which might make them waste a cooldown. You can incorporate Icy Touch into your general rotation to keep the enemy clean of important buffs, lowering their overall damage and survivability and making it easier for you to purge important buffs later on in the match. That's it for this video. As always, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. Thanks for watching.